So Transformers 7 The Rise of Unicron, or whatever you want to call the now cancelled live action sequel to Transformers The Last Knight, is no longer going ahead. And we've known about this for quite some time. But it doesn't stop us asking what if, and revisiting Transformers 5. Over the last couple of days, concept art from The Last Knight has begun to surface online. This concept art, from what I understand, relates to when Optimus Prime crash lands on Cybertron after heading off in search for his creator. This is where Prime encounters Quintessa, the Great Deceiver, and her protectors, which combined to make Infernicus. So it seems after the writers' room, which took place to build Transformers The Last Knight, it was decided that the main villain would be Quintessa, the self-described Prime of Life who claims to have created Cybertron. Now in Transformers lore, it appears that Quintessa is loosely based upon the Quintessons, which in G1 are bound with Transformers history and have connections with both Primus and Unicron. Quintessa has the very same characteristics of the Quintessons. She likes to bargain, manipulate, and often her agreements are underlined with betrayal, and in my opinion, she was an interesting villain. But could it have been more interesting, and certainly more in line with Transformers lore, if Michael Bay, in his 5th installment of his Transformers live action universe, had used the original Quintessons? Well, courtesy of concept artist JP Target, link in the description box below, who worked on designs for Transformers The Last Knight, this could have been the original idea, which was later changed for some reason. Here you see the concept art, which to me looks very similar to when Prime encounters Quintessa, as we see him marching up the steps of her base on Cybertron, only it's not Quintessa. Instead, it's the 5 heads of the Quintessons. These 5 heads have different interpretations, but for the most part they represent death, wrath, war, wisdom, and judgment. And considering they are relatively weak when being met face on, it would seem perfect for them to manipulate Optimus Prime. I think this concept art looks very awesome. It also looks very Bayverse, but without knowing the reason, it does feel like, again, much like the entire Bayformers, Michael Bay wanted to put his own stamp on the Quintessons, adapting them to his version, which was Quintessa. So was that decision the right one? Were you happy with Quintessa as the villain in Transformers The Last Knight, or would you have preferred the original concept art of the Quintessons to have been taken forward? My opinion is that Quintessa was a good and solid villain, and although I am intrigued by how the Quintessons may have came out in the Bayverse, I think with them being iconic to G1, someone like Travis Knight and his vision of Transformers would be much more suited and more in touch to make their introduction. But what do you think? Should Quintessa have been the Quintessons, just like this concept art? I want to hear from you, so get involved and have your say in the comments, and of course please rate, comment, subscribe, and roll out.